There's something remarkable about belief. It's not just an idea, it's a force. It shapes the way we think, the way we act, and the way we show up in the world. And when that belief is in something greater than ourselves, something infinite, something unwavering, like God, it changes everything. See, most people go through life looking for certainty, for control. They want guarantees before they take action. But here's the irony. True strength, true courage, true purpose doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from faith. It comes from believing in something even when you can't see it. Faith is one of the most powerful forces in the human experience. It is the ability to trust in something beyond what we can see, beyond what we can immediately understand. When a person truly believes in God, faith becomes the foundation that shapes their decisions, their mindset, and their approach to life's challenges. It is not just about having hope, it is about having confidence in something greater, something unshakable, something that provides reassurance even in the midst of uncertainty. Most people spend their lives battling fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear is what keeps people from taking risks, from stepping out of their comfort zones, from believing that something greater is possible. It paralyzes, it limits, and it holds people back from their true potential. But when you have faith in God, fear begins to lose its grip. It doesn't mean that fear disappears entirely, but it no longer controls your actions. Instead of being driven by doubt, you start to be guided by trust. Faith allows you to walk forward even when you can't see the whole path. It gives you the ability to move forward despite uncertainty, knowing that there is a purpose behind everything that happens. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. No matter how much people try to plan, prepare, and control their circumstances, there will always be moments when things don't go as expected. It is in these moments that faith becomes the anchor. When you believe in God, you no longer feel the need to have every answer because you trust that He does. People who lack faith often live in a state of constant worry, overanalyzing every decision, afraid to make the wrong move. But faith shifts that perspective. Instead of seeing obstacles as threats, you start seeing them as part of the journey. You begin to understand that even the setbacks have a purpose, that every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Faith teaches you to release the need for control and embrace the process, knowing that no matter what happens, God is leading you where you need to go. One of the most powerful examples of faith in action is the ability to keep going even when things seem impossible. People who believe in God understand that their strength does not come from themselves alone. There is a greater force guiding them, empowering them, and giving them the courage to persevere. This is why faithful individuals often accomplish things that others consider impossible. They are not relying solely on their own ability. They are relying on God's wisdom, power, and timing. Fear often whispers doubts, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that you should give up. But faith speaks a different language. Faith reminds you that you are not alone, that you are capable, that there is a plan greater than what you can see. The more you trust in God, the more you silence the voices of fear. Instead of focusing on worst-case scenarios, you begin to expect the best. You stop living in hesitation and start moving with boldness. This shift in mindset changes everything. People with faith walk differently, speak differently, and carry themselves with a quiet confidence. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. They know that no matter what happens, they will be okay, because they are not walking this journey alone. They understand that every closed door is redirecting them to something better, every delay has a purpose, and every struggle is preparing them for something greater. Faith is not just believing when things are going well, it is trusting even when things don't make sense. It is easy to have confidence when everything is falling into place, but true faith is tested in the moments of uncertainty. When things feel like they are falling apart, when you don't have the answers, when the future looks unclear, this is where faith becomes real. It is in these moments that you choose to either let fear take over or lean into your belief that God is still in control. There is a deep sense of peace that comes with faith. When you truly believe in God, you stop wasting energy on worry and fear. You stop second-guessing every decision and start moving forward with trust. Instead of hesitating, you take action. Instead of being paralyzed by uncertainty, you embrace the unknown with confidence. Faith doesn't promise that everything will always be easy, but it does promise that you will never be alone. When faith replaces fear, you unlock a new level of freedom. You no longer live based on external circumstances, you live based on internal assurance. You don't need validation from others because you already know who you are and whose plan you are following. Second, you don't need to have every answer because you trust that the right doors will open at the right time. Faith gives you resilience, courage, and the ability to keep going no matter what life throws your way. Purpose is one of the most powerful forces that drive human beings. It is what gives meaning to our actions, our struggles, and our victories. Without purpose, life feels empty, directionless, and uncertain. Many people spend their lives searching for meaning, trying to understand why they are here and what they are supposed to do. But when you believe in God, purpose is no longer something you have to create on your own. It is something you discover. It is something that has been placed within you by a higher power, something that guides you toward the path you are meant to walk. When people lack purpose, they often drift through life, feeling lost and uncertain. They chase after temporary things, money, status, approval, hoping that these things will fill the void inside. But these things never truly satisfy because they are not designed to. And the human soul longs for something deeper, something eternal, something that doesn't fade away. That is why people who believe in God experience a different kind of fulfillment. Their purpose is not based on fleeting achievements, but on something much greater. Believing in God means understanding that your life is not an accident. You are not here by chance. Every experience, every talent, every challenge you face is part of a larger plan. And when you embrace this truth, your perspective shifts. Instead of seeing life as a random series of events, you begin to see a pattern, a purpose, a reason behind everything. You start to recognize that even the difficulties you face are shaping you, preparing you, molding you into the person you are meant to become. People who live with purpose wake up every day with a sense of direction. They know that their life has meaning beyond the daily routines and responsibilities. They don't just go through the motions. They move with intention. Their actions are aligned with something greater than themselves. And that gives them energy, motivation, and resilience. Even when obstacles arise, they don't lose hope because they understand that their journey is part of a divine plan. One of the most powerful aspects of living with purpose is that it brings clarity. So many people struggle with decisions, unsure of what direction to take. They overthink, they hesitate, and they let fear keep them stuck. But when you believe in God, decisions become clearer. You no longer have to rely solely on your own understanding because you trust that God is guiding you. Instead of being overwhelmed by choices, you listen for His direction, and that gives you confidence to move forward. Purpose also brings a deep sense of fulfillment. Many people chase success, thinking that achievements will make them feel whole, but success without purpose is empty. That is why so many people reach the top of their careers, accumulate wealth, and still feel unsatisfied. They were chasing the wrong thing. True fulfillment comes from knowing that your life has meaning, that what you do matters, that you are making a difference in the way you were created to. When you live with purpose, your priorities change. You stop wasting time on things that don't align with your mission. You stop seeking approval from people who don't understand your vision. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize that your journey is unique. You start focusing on what truly matters, and that gives you a deep sense of peace. Another powerful aspect of purpose is that it creates resilience. When you know that your life has meaning, you don't give up easily. You don't let setbacks break you because you understand that every struggle has a purpose. You realize that challenges are not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen you. People who live without purpose often crumble when faced with difficulties because they don't see a reason to keep going. But when you believe in God, you understand that even in the hardest moments, there is a lesson, a growth opportunity, a preparation for something greater. Living with purpose also changes how you see success. Instead of measuring your life by material gains or external achievements, you measure it by impact, by alignment with your calling, by the difference you make. You start to see that true success is not just about what you accomplish, but about who you become in the process. You realize that the greatest achievements are not always visible to the world, but are deeply connected to the purpose God has placed within you. So, people who believe in God don't wander aimlessly through life. They don't waste time chasing things that don't matter. They move with conviction, with confidence, with the understanding that they are here for a reason. They trust that every step, every challenge, every opportunity is part of a greater design. They don't let doubt hold them back because they know that their purpose is not something they have to figure out alone. It is something they are called to fulfill. You all, life is filled with struggles. No one is exempt from hardship, pain, or moments of uncertainty. At some point, everyone faces challenges that test their patience, strength, and resilience. Some people allow these struggles to break them, while others find a way to rise above. The difference between these two mindsets is often rooted in faith. When you believe in God, struggles take on a new meaning. Next to Skype, they are no longer just obstacles meant to cause suffering. They become opportunities for growth, for transformation, and for deeper trust in God's plan. Many people view struggles as something to avoid, something that indicates failure or misfortune. They see difficulties as signs that life is against them, that they are alone, or that things will never get better. But when you believe in God, you begin to see struggles differently. You understand that challenges are not punishments. They are part of a greater process. They are refining you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's ahead. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this teaching me? Faith gives you the ability to endure hardships with a different perspective. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficulties, you find strength in knowing that you are not facing them alone. God is with you in every storm, guiding you, shaping you, and giving you the endurance to keep going. This understanding creates a resilience that is unshakable. No matter how hard life gets, you don't break under pressure because you know that your struggles have a purpose. There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. Relationships end, financial struggles arise, dreams get delayed, and unexpected losses occur. In these moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to question everything, and to want to give up. But faith allows you to hold on even when things don't make sense. It reminds you that there is more to your story than this moment of pain. You may not see the full picture now, but God does. He knows what you need, when you need it, and how every difficulty is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Strengths and struggles doesn't mean that life becomes easy. It means that no matter how difficult things get, you refuse to be defeated. It means that even when you feel weak, you trust that God's strength will carry you through. It means that instead of being consumed by problems, you shift your focus to the solutions, the lessons, and the faith that keeps you moving forward. Many of the greatest stories of triumph come from people who have faced incredible hardships but refused to give up. They had every reason to quit, to surrender to their circumstances, but they held on because they believed in something greater. They understood that struggles were not the end of their story, but a necessary part of it. They found their strength not in themselves alone, but in their faith. Difficulties often reveal what we truly believe. It is easy to have faith when everything is going well, but real faith is tested in the moments of uncertainty. Do you trust God when things don't go as planned? Do you still believe when doors close, when disappointments come, when prayers seem unanswered? True strength is built in these moments. Every time you choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, and perseverance over quitting, you grow stronger. Faith also brings peace in the middle of struggles. Instead of being consumed by stress, anxiety, and fear, you find calmness in knowing that God is in control. As we said in the past, complexity protects you. Don't forget, a faith in God helps you build discipline. The world may be unpredictable, circumstances may change, but God remains constant. That knowledge allows you to face difficulties with a different kind of confidence. You stop fighting against the process and start embracing the journey, knowing that even in the hardest times, God is working for your good. One of the most powerful things about having faith during struggles is the ability to inspire others. People watch how you handle adversity. They see whether you break under pressure or rise above it. Your response to difficulties becomes a testimony of faith, showing others that it is possible to stand strong even in the face of hardship. When you trust in God, your struggles do not define you. Your faith does. There will always be moments of hardship in life, but faith allows you to navigate them with strength and purpose. It gives you the ability to rise above circumstances instead of being controlled by them. Struggles may challenge you, but they also shape you. They may test your limits, but they also expand them. They may seem overwhelming at times, but with faith, you are never facing them alone. Inner peace is something that so many people search for, yet few truly find. The world is filled with distractions, stress, and constant pressure. People chase after success, money, and recognition, thinking that once they achieve these things, they will finally feel at peace. But time and time again, they realize that external accomplishments don't bring lasting peace. There is always something else to worry about, another goal to reach, another problem to solve. This is why so many people feel restless, anxious, and unsettled, even when they seem to have everything. True inner peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from within. And when you believe in God, you begin to experience a peace that goes beyond anything the world can offer. Believing in God means trusting that you are not in control of everything. And that's a good thing. So much of people's stress comes from trying to control every aspect of their lives. And they worry about the future, stress over things they cannot change, and try to make sense of things that are beyond their understanding. But faith allows you to let go of this need for control. It reminds you that God has a plan, that He sees the bigger picture, and that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. When you truly believe this, you begin to feel a sense of calm that nothing else can provide. One of the greatest sources of inner turmoil is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. People spend so much time overanalyzing, worrying about things that may never happen, and dwelling on worst-case scenarios. But faith replaces fear with trust. When you believe in God, you understand that no matter what happens, you are being guided, protected, and provided for. You stop wasting energy on worrying and start focusing on the present moment. This shift in perspective brings a deep sense of peace, because you no longer feel the need to figure everything out on your own. Forgiveness is another key part of inner peace, and faith plays a huge role in this. Many people carry anger, resentment, and bitterness toward others, which keeps them from experiencing real peace. Holding on to grudges only weighs you down and fills your heart with. But when you believe in God, you understand the power of forgiveness. You realize that holding on to pain doesn't serve you, and you choose to let go, not for the other person's sake, but for your own. Faith teaches that forgiveness is not about excusing what happened, but about freeing yourself from the burden of it. Letting go of resentment clears space for peace to enter your heart. Another source of inner peace is gratitude. In any practice that changes the brain, the key is gratitude. Affirmations that change your brain, gratitude draws back on you. Whether you're exercising, sleeping, eating, shopping. People who lack faith often focus on what they don't have, constantly chasing after more, always feeling like something is missing. But when you believe in God, you start to appreciate what you already have. You begin to see the blessings in your life, even in the small things. And this shift in perspective brings contentment. Gratitude takes your focus away from what is lacking and allows you to recognize the abundance that already exists. This sense of appreciation creates a deep and lasting peace because you no longer feel like you are in a constant race to get more. Faith also teaches patience, which is essential for inner peace. Many people live in a state of frustration because things are not happening as quickly as they would like. They want success, answers, and results immediately, and when things don't go according to their timeline, they feel anxious and discouraged. But faith reminds you that everything happens in divine timing. When you trust in God's plan, you stop rushing the process. You learn to be patient, knowing that what is meant for you will come at the right time. This patience removes unnecessary stress and allows you to remain calm even when things don't happen as quickly as you expected. Another important aspect of inner peace is knowing your worth. Many people struggle with self-doubt, constantly seeking validation from others. They base their self-worth on their achievements, their appearance, or the opinions of those around them. But when you believe in God, you understand that your worth is not determined by external things. You are valuable simply because you are created by God, with purpose and intention. This understanding frees you from the need to prove yourself, allowing you to rest in the knowledge that you are already enough. Faith also provides a sense of purpose, which brings peace. Many people feel lost and directionless because they don't know why they are here or what they are meant to do. This uncertainty leads to stress, anxiety, and a feeling of emptiness. But when you believe in God, you understand that your life has meaning. You trust that you are here for a reason, and this trust gives you a sense of direction. Even when you don't have all the answers, you feel at peace knowing that you are on the right path. People spend their lives searching for inner peace in temporary things, relationships, material success, and personal achievements, but none of these things provide lasting fulfillment. True peace comes from knowing that you are not alone, that you are being guided, and that you don't have to have all the answers. It comes from surrendering control, letting go of fear, embracing forgiveness, and trusting in a plan greater than your own. Faith provides this kind of peace, a peace that remains steady no matter what storms may come. Love is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It has the ability to heal wounds, restore hope, and bring people together. Yet in today's world, love is often misunderstood. Many people associate love with temporary emotions, fleeting attractions, or conditional approval. They base love on how others make them feel, what they can gain from relationships, or whether their expectations are met. But real love, the kind of love that transforms lives and gives deeper meaning to existence, is not something that fades with time or circumstances. When you believe in God, you begin to understand love in a way that is unshakable, selfless, and deeply fulfilling. Faith teaches that love is not just a feeling, but an action. It is not based on convenience or circumstances. It is a choice that is made every day. Many people believe that love is something that just happens to them, something they fall into and out of depending on the situation. But love that comes from faith is different. It is intentional, sacrificial, and unconditional. It is not about what you can get, but about what you can give. This kind of love is powerful because it is not controlled by emotions that change from day to day. So this love that comes from day to day, it remains steady even when things are difficult, even when people are imperfect, even when life doesn't go as planned. One of the greatest aspects of love through faith is that it is not dependent on how others treat you. The world teaches that love should be given only to those who deserve it, only to those who treat you well, only to those who give something in return. But the love that comes from God is different. It is a love that extends even to those who have hurt you, to those who have disappointed you, to those who have fallen short. This does not mean allowing people to mistreat you, but it does mean choosing not to carry bitterness, choosing to see people through the eyes of grace, and choosing to respond with love even when it is not easy. Faith-based love is also deeply connected to forgiveness. Many people struggle to love fully because they are holding on to past hurts. They carry resentment, anger, and pain from the ways they have been treated in the past. But love cannot flourish where there is bitterness. When you believe in God, you understand that forgiveness is not about excusing someone's actions, but about freeing yourself from the burden of pain. Forgiveness allows love to grow because it removes the barriers that keep people from connecting on a deeper level. That it creates space for healing, for understanding, and for relationships that are built on something stronger than past mistakes. Another important aspect of love through faith is self-love. Many people struggle to love others fully because they do not love themselves. They are consumed by self-doubt, insecurities, and the belief that they are not good enough. But when you believe in God, you understand that you were created with purpose, with value, with worth, that is not based on what you achieve or how others see you. You begin to see yourself through the eyes of love, recognizing that you are worthy of kindness, respect, and care. This self-love is not about arrogance or selfishness. It is about understanding that you cannot pour love into others if you are running on empty. You all-powerful. Love through faith also changes the way people approach relationships. Many people enter relationships looking for someone to complete them, to fill a void, to provide happiness that they cannot find on their own, but this often leads to disappointment because no human being is capable of fulfilling every need. When you believe in God, you understand that true love is not about finding someone to complete you, but about two whole individuals coming together with a shared purpose. It is about supporting, encouraging, and uplifting each other rather than depending on another person for happiness. This kind of love also teaches patience. Many people give up on love too quickly because they expect perfection. They want instant gratification, immediate results, and a relationship that requires no work. But real love requires effort, understanding, and the willingness to grow. When you believe in God, you learn to approach love with patience. Knowing that strong relationships take time to build, you stop looking for quick fixes and instead focus on developing deep, meaningful connections that can withstand challenges. Faith-based love is also generous. It does not keep score, does not give only when it is convenient, does not wait for someone else to make the first move. It is a love that gives freely, not because of what it might receive in return, but because giving is in its nature. This kind of love transforms relationships, families, and communities. It creates an atmosphere of kindness, understanding, and connection that is rare in a world that often prioritizes selfishness over selflessness. Many people spend their lives searching for love in the wrong places, chasing after temporary affection or settling for relationships that do not nourish their souls. But when you believe in God, you discover a love that is different. It is a love that is constant, that does not fade, that does not depend on circumstances. It is a love that brings peace, that heals wounds, that provides a foundation for every other relationship in your life. It is a love that does not just exist in words, but in actions, in choices, in the way you treat others, and in the way you see yourself. Hope is one of the most powerful things a person can have. It is the light in the darkest moments, the force that keeps people moving forward when everything around them seems to be falling apart. Without hope, people give up. They settle for less than they deserve. They stop believing in possibilities, and they allow life's challenges to defeat them. But hope is not just wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is a deep, unshakable trust that no matter how difficult things may seem, better days are ahead. When you believe in God, your hope is not based on circumstances, emotions, or temporary situations. It is rooted in something far greater, something that cannot be shaken by life's uncertainties. People who lack faith often place their hope in things that do not last. They hope in money, in success, in relationships, in material possessions. They believe that if they just achieve a certain level of success or acquire enough wealth, they will finally feel secure. But when life does not go as planned, when setbacks happen, when relationships end, when unexpected challenges arise, their hope crumbles. They're left feeling lost, discouraged, and unsure of what to do next. But when you believe in God, your hope is not based on temporary things. It is based on a greater plan, on a purpose that goes beyond what you can see in the present moment. One of the greatest tests of hope is adversity. Everyone faces moments in life when things seem hopeless, when doors close, when prayers seem unanswered, when nothing seems to be working out. It is in these moments that faith is truly tested. Do you continue to hope when everything tells you to give up? Do you continue to trust that something better is ahead, even when you cannot see it yet? True hope is not about ignoring reality or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about choosing to believe that even in the hardest moments, something good is being prepared. It is about understanding that setbacks are not the end of the story, but simply a part of the journey. Hope also changes the way people respond to fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to living a fulfilled life. It stops people from taking risks, from stepping outside of their comfort zones, from believing that they are capable of more. Many people allow fear to control their decisions, to keep them stuck in situations that do not serve them, to make them believe that their dreams are impossible. But when you have faith, hope replaces fear. You stop focusing on everything that could go wrong, and you start focusing on the possibilities that lie ahead. You understand that just because you do not see the full picture yet does not mean that something incredible is not waiting for you. Another powerful aspect of hope is the ability to inspire others. People watch how you handle challenges. They see whether you let difficulties break you or whether you continue to push forward. When you maintain hope even in the face of adversity, you become an example for others. You show them that it is possible to stay strong, to keep believing, to refuse to let struggles define you. Your hope becomes a light for others who may be struggling, reminding them that they too can overcome whatever they are facing. Hope also shifts your mindset. Instead of dwelling on what has gone wrong, you start focusing on what is still possible. You stop replaying past failures and begin looking ahead to new opportunities. You stop seeing obstacles as permanent barriers and start viewing them as temporary challenges that can be overcome. This shift in perspective changes everything. It allows you to approach life with a sense of confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, there is always a way forward. Many people struggle with hopelessness because they believe that their past defines their future. They look at past mistakes, past failures, and past disappointments, and they assume that nothing can change. But when you believe in God, you understand that your past does not have the power to dictate your future. You realize that every new day is an opportunity for something different, for growth, for transformation. No matter what has happened before, hope reminds you that you can always begin again. Patience is another important part of hope. Many people lose hope because things are not happening as quickly as they would like. They want immediate results, instant success, fast answers. When things take longer than expected, they become discouraged and start to doubt whether what they desire is even possible. But faith teaches that everything happens in the right time, not necessarily in your time. Hope allows you to wait with expectation, knowing that just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Hope also brings peace. Many people live in constant worry about the future, stressing over things they cannot control. But hope allows you to rest in the knowledge that you are being guided, that even when things seem uncertain, there is a greater plan. Instead of being consumed by anxiety about what might happen, you focus on what is within your control. Your mindset, your actions, your faith. This sense of peace allows you to navigate life's challenges without being overwhelmed by fear or doubt. Hope is not just a feeling, it is a choice. It is a decision to believe that things can and will get better, even when you do not see immediate evidence of it. It is the belief that struggles are temporary, that setbacks are not permanent, and that every challenge carries the potential for growth. When you believe in God, your hope becomes unshakable. It is not based on luck, on chance, or on external circumstances. It is rooted in faith, in trust, in the certainty that something greater is always at work, even when you cannot yet see it.